Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to use the non-ct.sav spreadsheet for calculating Cohen's d and the confidence interval for Cohen's d for independent samples and paired samples t-tests. For the independent samples t-test, you need the t-value from the test, the degrees of freedom, the sample size for the first group and the sample size for the second group. So if I go back to output, to the paired samples t-test, you can see we've just got one significant test. I'll just do it for that one. We've got a t-value of 2.264, degrees of freedom 63, and the sample sizes are 34 and 31 respectively. So if I go back now to that, t-value was 2.264, degrees of freedom was 63, N1 was 34, and N2 was 31. Okay, now I need to open the syntax file, so I'll save the syntax file to my hard drive. File, open syntax, and it's the TD2 samples that we want. Open that. And then at the top here of the toolbar, click on Run, and on the menu that drops down, I just select All. And as you can see, the numbers have now been filled into the spreadsheet, and the things that I want are at the right-hand end. Cohen's d is 0.56. The low end of the confidence interval is 0.06, and the high end is 1.06. I'm just rounding a bit there. Okay, so there's Cohen's d and the 95% confidence interval for Cohen's d using this spreadsheet. So I will now just clear these out, do the same thing then for the one sample t-test. For the one sample t-test, all we need is the t-value and the degrees of freedom, because N1 and N2, of course, are the same for a paired samples t-test. So, go back to the output, paired samples t-test, t-value is minus 2.112, degrees of freedom are 64. Now, the spreadsheet goes a bit funny if you put a minus value in for the t-value, and it really doesn't matter because it's only a question of which mean is put in first that determines whether it's negative or positive. So I'll just put in 2.112, leave the negative sign out, and the degrees of freedom are 64. Then I need to open the syntax for the one sample, TD1 sample. And when that's open, again, I go to the top here, top of the screen to Run, click on Run, and then click on All. If I go back to the spreadsheet, you'll find that we've got the values in here. So Cohen's d of 0.26, a low of 0.01, and a high of 0.51. And that's the Cohen's d and 95% confidence interval for the paired samples t-test. Okay.